Johnny, can you hear me? Johnny, can you hear me?
Shooters right there with me. See, 500 shots in VIP. What I'm in. Told the waitress, don't drink liquor, I drink lean. Hey, ha, 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 hey, ha, 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 hey. I'm that nigga. Ha, 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 hey. Put up. Ha, ha. I'm that nigga. Ha, ha, ha. Put up. Ha, ha, ha. I'm that nigga. I'm that nigga. Who did you get the spear from? Who they got you on cell phone? I'm that nigga. Who the first rapper the hood on? Who got more shooters than Al Capone? I'm that nigga. My dogs and feds talk on iPhone. I rock baguettes cause I'm a rock star. So keep winning the head just like Zona. My brother. I'm in a foreign doing donuts. I can't be caught around a sheep. You DIE, you fuck with me. I don't do rentals, don't do lease. My shit. Crank up the trap without the key. Set shit on fire, I got it heated. This bitch is bad, she still conceited. Open your eyes when you eat it. I get the spazzing like a demon. Fucked her in the ass, made her pee-pee. I'm just a ghetto boy.
Have I answered the question, who am I? Well, I confront it all the time. We're teaching people how to use their head. The point is that in order to use your head, you have to go out of your mind. You have to go out of all of the static, symbolic ways in which you think.
Colors and shapes, the imaginary. Instead of all of this weight that we have to carry, would you be able to breathe? And if you could just find where that comfort resides, no distraction or movement that
Johnny, can you hear me?
your mind, would you let them see? While beneath the ocean, I met with the captain who sank to the floor on his ship. All of his passengers escaped to safety, but he was not.
Can you hear me, Johnny?
He looked up and smiled, asked me how do you do. I told him I'm losing my grip. He told me, son, if you want to hold on to yourself, then let yourself slip.
Johnny, can you hear me? Can you hear the music?
These puzzles are so hard to make into pictures of something that they'll understand. They could open their eyes, still be blind to the beauty.
Interesting.
March on the heart of this land.
Okay, that's all I needed.
these things that a man doesn't need. Take out the love and the passion and hope, and they fill it with nothing but greed. While floating through galaxies, they said I couldn't. I noticed how sad one can get, 'cause the ignorant mind is so peaceful. I find I can't understand nothing no more. If I jump, let me. Yeah. If I jump, let me.
Yeah. It's nothing new. Cause this is exactly what I do. What up, E? The good weed's lit on this one. Yeah. Riding by myself. Yeah, the world turning, the weed burning, them haters talking, I keep earning. Know some who say life's a bitch, well I'ma keep flirting. And fuck that bitch for the money and Louis V purchases. Old folks shock my car cause they know just what this is. Niggas flexing hard with no bars, they got weak service. Keep verses, Mortal Kombat, look at my ring. If I ain't ballin', bitch, then what you call that? Nothing but net, ain't back cause I never left. I did everything right, nigga, better yet. Rolling bomb for the niggas that's around us. Something like a contractor built it from the ground up. Now just twist up this weed, realize you in the presence of a G. Don't fuck up my paper, meaning my cheese, or the ones I use to roll up my trees. Fuck it, you know what I mean. I'm riding real, smoking my music loud, kinda doing my thing, no disrespect to the niggas before me. Some smile up in your face, but then they on the low. Now I just done on my own, now I just done on my own. I'm in the race and taking the winner's place. No foot on the brakes, one of the best, homie, that's what they call me. It's lonely at the top, ain't no company, so now I just done on my own, now I just done on my own. See me when I'm alone, wishing they could fuck with me. My ex calling my phone, wishing she could stunt with me. But I'm just riding, dog, doing $150. Stunting like Jet Li, boat houses and jet skis. 30 on the flight, ice like the Gretzky's. My dime pieces only recognize the best trees. Treat them like I don't need them, boy, you best believe. You in her face, I let her breathe. Oh, from debated on to waited on, from hated on to the nigga they put their cake up on. Cause we are young movie stars. Cause we are young movie stars. I'm riding around, smoking my music loud, kinda doing my thing, no disrespect to the niggas before me. Some smile up in your face, but then they on the low. Now I just done on my own, now I just done on my own. I'm in a race and taking the winner's place. No foot on the brakes, one of the best, homie, that's what they call me. It's lonely at the top, ain't no company, so now I just done on my own, now I just done on my own. then I bring them along. We flying up, no, you won't need a ticket at all. Need a ticket at all. Tell them, bitch, I'm a ball. And I'ma buy a new crib for my niggas and all. Cause I remember days we sit and pictured it all. Niggas swore I leave, or pictured I fall. Counting reasons why they hate your bitch, think I'm a star. Cause we are young, gifted, not to mention out here making motherfucking millions. Yeah, I said it, motherfucking millions. Got my money up, I'm in the building. Yeah, I'm riding around, smoking my music loud, kinda doing my thing, no disrespect to the niggas before me. Some smile up in your face, but then they on the low. Now I just not on my own, now I just not on my own. I'm in the race and taking the winner's place. No foot on the brakes, one of the best on me, that's what they call me. It's lonely at the top, ain't no company, so now I just not on my own, now I just not on my own.
Hello? Yo, man, we gotta go. Go where? Just get up, man. It's time to go. We gotta go. Alright, man. Come on, man. Get up. I'm up, man. I'm up. Yo. I'm up, man. I'm up. I'm up. I'm coming down right now.
Okay, oh yeah, bam, J.O. shit. Let's go. Pimpin' these hoes and working that magic like I'm down. I got this shit working that magic like I'm done one. Talking pose, I got that bat on me like Ken Griffin. I'ma get vibey fly, 100 vibes, one trip. She was hand like that, I called her back so I could make sure. Got that sniff on me, that white shit like I'm Tom Brady. I'ma put a sports car on 2 wheels like it got hydraulics. The way I be hallucinating, I had to stop from doing mileage. You must be hallucinating. 200 rats when I'm in Chanel, get me in that mode. I'm back in my bag again, ain't even bought no clothes. Bam, J.O. check. Let's go. Pimpin' these hoes and working that magic like I'm down. 50,000 in profit on hoes, that's a bad week. Bust my AP down in emeralds, cause it's rich and real. Play with them birds and making you bleed just like on Ozzy. Serving that dog and make you scream on shit like Lil Jon. Bro, this rapping shit on surf shit like Paul Wall. I can't fuck with them bitch gon' sign me like Prince Harry. I put the Ferrari on my wrist, cost more than a nigga house. When I seen the plug, you try to front me, I'ma cash out. I got this shit working that magic like I'm done one. Talking pose, I got that bat on me like Ken Griffin. I'ma get vibey fly, 100 vibes, one trip. She was hand like that, I called her back so I could make sure. Yeah, nigga. Know what the fuck it is. Yeah.
The Princess Diana don't they put up your fucking mortgage.
The biggest.
No, they gotta put up their crazy, are you stupid?
Princess Diana diamonds ain't cheap. I'm charging $250 just a tweet. Round with 200 rounds on the seat. Burning them meals, about to get a beat. She make a film just for me to see. After she suck it, let her hit the key. I'm putting double C's on the trish. Get too much money tricking like this. I had a pop star, I'm the GOAT. I got a supermodel in my lap. Bring down the dog junkies in the trap. Fucked off $50 shooting crap. I put your rap career in my ear. Nigga so cricket, bought the bitch vanilla. Pour up the drink, I'm peeling back the seal. Water on my chain like a Navy SEAL. Loaded on sticks, ready to go to war. Move like the military on tour. I got my finesse game on point. Cody in the movie, Spike Lee joint. I got a lit bitch, she gone. I'm put some drug money.
The Mad Kiwi says, it's all a bit weird. I think there may be something about to come out that she is getting ahead of. Anyways, let's move on from that, but I did want to mention it. But we can move on from that now and go back to Middle East. Oh, we should talk about Saudi Arabia. That's a very important story. Hey, thank you to Chris D for your support. Thanks, Chris D. Also, Captain Canada. Thanks for the membership. Thanks to our member, Cheryl Bogey. Thanks to B. Earhart, our member. Thank you, Comet's Mom. Yeah, we talked about that earlier and last night, Comet's Mom, that Iran came out with a new map showing where it wanted ships to go when going through the Strait of Hormuz. Thank you so much. It's on my X account. That reminds me I should link my X account to the chat. I forgot to do that. I will link it in the chat on YouTube, and maybe our mods over on Facebook and Twitch can pin it in the chat as well. That would be great. Hold on a second here. I am pinning it. I am seeing a drone alert in northern Israel. Remember, Israel has been attacking Hezbollah in Lebanon after the ceasefire. They say the ceasefire does not apply to Lebanon. And we have seen Hezbollah, like an hour or two ago, there was apparently a missile launch by Hezbollah into Israel. Maybe we're seeing Hezbollah drone launches.
Hey guys, I'm out on the Channel 5 Carnival tour at the end of the month.
Okay, let's talk about, we need to talk about Saudi Arabia. That's a big story. I'll let you know what I hear about the drone alert, if anything. Hold on. Okay, let's look at this statement, guys. So, we talked yesterday about, I said there's a story that's not, it should be getting more attention, and it's not, that Saudi Arabia reported yesterday that after the ceasefire began, the important east-west pipeline in Saudi Arabia that allows it to ship oil out of the Red Sea instead of out of the Persian Gulf and Strait of Hormuz, they reported that their east-west pipeline had gotten attacked by a drone. Well, they didn't officially report it, but many outlets like Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, Reuters, and others all reported that, in Financial Times, they reported that the Saudi Arabia east-west pipeline had been attacked. Very important pipeline. But it was very unclear what exactly had happened. There was no official statement from Saudi Arabia about it. So it was like, wow, what's going on here? As a reminder, Saudi Arabia cannot ship its oil out through the Persian Gulf because that would have to go to the Strait of Hormuz. But they are using the Red Sea, and they have an east-west pipeline that I believe sends the oil to Yanbu, and from where it is drilled in the east. And so they're able to export, I believe, 5 million. I think the pipeline carries 7 million barrels a day, and 5 million of barrels a day of that they export through the Red Sea. So it would be a huge deal if that pipeline stopped working or was significantly damaged. All right. Now, we actually did get today an official statement from Saudi Arabia. I have it right in front of me. This is it. This is the Saudi Arabia Ministry of Energy. Look at this. Oh, don't look at that. That's the graphic. Operations have been halted at a number of energy facilities in Saudi Arabia as a result of recent attacks. What? So look at this. Seems like an important story. Here's what they said. April 9th, today. An official source at the Saudi Ministry of Energy stated that vital energy facilities in Saudi Arabia have been subjected to multiple attacks recently, including oil and gas production, transportation and refining facilities, petrochemical facilities, and the electricity sector in Riyadh, the Eastern Province, and Yanbu Industrial City. These attacks have resulted in the death of one citizen from the industrial security staff of the Saudi Energy Company, may God have mercy on him, and the injury of 7 other citizens from the Saudi Energy Company's staff. They also resulted in the disruption of a number of operational processes in key facilities within the Saudi energy system. These attacks included one of the pumping stations on the vital east-west pipeline, resulting in the loss of approximately 700,000 barrels per day of pumping volume through the pipeline, which is the Saudi main route for supplying global markets during this period. Remember, the pipeline is carrying about 7 million barrels a day. So they have lost 10% of that capacity. Remember also, I believe the effective total deficit in supply to the world from the Strait of Hormuz closure is around 11 million barrels a day when you add up all the compensation and everything. That's the shortfall compared to what is being sent out to the world before the war. So, I mean, 700,000 barrels is a lot of oil that they can no longer pump, at least for now, to the port to export it. All right, so that's one. Okay. Also, the Manifa production plant was also targeted, which led to a decrease in its production by about 300,000 barrels per day of its production capacity. While the Khurais plant had previously been targeted, which led to a decrease in its production by 300,000 barrels per day of its production capacity, which led to a total decrease in the kingdom's production capacity by 600,000 barrels per day. That's the Manifa production plant. Is that like a drilling plant? They're production facilities. There's a Manifa oil field. It's an oil field. So it looks to me like the Manifa and Khurais facilities are facilities where they actually get the oil out of the ground. They're oil are they oil fields? Well, they're production. All I can say is they're production facilities. Oh, Reuters said the Manifa oil field was hit. So, again, just to continue without getting into specifics so much. So 700,000 barrels a day were knocked off of the pumping volume of the East-West pipeline. 2 production facilities were hit, attacked, so that cuts off 600,000 barrels per day. Also, the attacks, presumably done by Iran, extended to major refining facilities, including Saytorp's facilities in Jubail, the Ras Tanura refinery, the Samref refinery in Yanbu and the Riyadh refinery directly impacting exports of refined products to global markets. So products that they make at these places, I guess. Processing facilities in Juaima were also targeted by fires, affecting exports of liquefied petroleum gas and natural gas liquids. The continuation of these attacks leads to a shortage in supplies and slows down the pace of their recovery, which is reflected in the security of supplies for the beneficiary countries and continues to increasing the severity of fluctuations in oil markets. This has been reflected negatively on the global economy, especially with the depletion of a large part of the global operational and reserve emergency stocks, which has affected the availability of reserves and limited the ability to respond to this shortage in supplies. So this seems pretty serious. This seems pretty serious. Now, I don't know if all of the damage they describe here is from after the ceasefire. But, I mean, I know that the report said that the East-West pipeline was attacked after the ceasefire. And they say recently, that these attacks happened recently. My mind state says pretty serious. So, again, they didn't specify who launched the attacks, but you have to assume it's Iranian attacks. I don't know who else it would be. And if that pipeline gets attacked further and that capacity goes down further, again, bigger deal. So I think that this story is being underreported. I think it's quite important. And also, I mean, if they've attacked, what's to stop them from attacking more? Right? Clearly, a bunch of their attacks are being successful, Iran. No, I haven't mentioned Kuwait yet, but this just came out today from Saudi Arabia. Israel, Haruna Q thinks Israel attacked Saudi Arabia? Give me a moment here. You can see Reuters says Saudi Arabia says attacks cut oil output in east-west pipeline flow. That picture is a picture from March 2nd when Saudi Aramco's Ras Tanura oil refinery was struck by an Iranian drone. Yes, so Reuters also says what we just heard. Attacks on Saudi energy facilities have cut the kingdom's oil production capacity by about 600,000 barrels per day and throughput on its east-west pipeline by about 700,000 barrels a day. The ministry did not specify who launched the attacks, but Saudi Arabia has intercepted many Iranian missiles and drones in recent weeks. The latest attacks, including previous strikes on some facilities, also disrupted operations at key oil, gas, refining, petrochemical, and electricity sites in Riyadh. Saudi Arabia had not previously provided details about the impact to oil field production, refineries, and pipeline flow. Kepler analyst Matt Smith told Reuters, the east-west pipeline in Saudi Arabia is diverting so much of the Saudi crude that's not able to leave via the Strait of Hormuz. Any pullback on volume in that pipeline is going to add to the tight situation. This is not great news for markets, he said. Also, they said that 2 of their production facilities, as we talked about, had been hit, reducing their production capacity by about 600,000 barrels a day. It was unclear how long those production facilities would be offline. Reuters says the strikes on key oil fields, pipeline infrastructure, and refining hubs underscore the risks to global energy supplies as conflict spreads across the region. Saudi Arabia, the world's top oil exporter, plays a central role in global crude markets, and a prolonged disruption to Saudi production, refining system, or export routes could tighten supplies and add to price volatility. And I just, our viewer John Q. Public mentioned something which I also just saw about a refinery fire in Mexico. A fire at, well, is it a refinery? Let me just make sure here. I want to see. This is at a warehouse at a refinery in Mexico. There's a fire. No injuries, says Milenio. I don't know. Let's see. It's a fire in a warehouse of coke, the material coke, at a refinery. I don't know that that's going to affect their refinery's production capacity for any significant amount of time. BMX Kane says it's a material you used in the manufacturing of materials. I'll post a link in the chat to a video from that fire. And then the article I'm looking at said that what caused it, the strong rains, resulted in disgorging of oil. Is it oily waters toward outside the refinery, which caused stagnation and ignition of liquid in the exterior of. All right. Sounds like they're saying something involving rain. I'm going to look it up. Was trying to do it with was trying to translate it myself, but let me quickly look something up here. Oopsie. It says that strong rains resulted in oily waters overflowing outside the refinery, due to which there was a stagnation and afterwards ignition of liquid and the exterior of the perimeter fence. Is that what it says? According to Millennium. Trying to figure this out here. Oh, no. So, I'm sorry. What Millennium was saying is that there was another fire in March that left 5 people dead. And in that fire, heavy rains caused oily water to overflow, resulting in pooling and subsequent ignition of the liquid outside the facility's perimeter fence. But that was in March at the same facility. I don't know what caused the one today. It's a Coke warehouse at Dos Bocas refinery warehouse in Tabasco. I'm not aware that this fire in the refinery in Mexico will result in a significant restriction on Mexican oil production, put it that way. But if I hear anything more, I'll let you know. Yes, as Res QMRC says, the pipeline in Saudi Arabia uses pumping stations to move the oil to Yanbu port on the Red Sea. We haven't talked about Kuwait yet. Didn't Kuwait say that they had been attacked today? Isn't that what happened? Yes. Well, 5 hours ago, Kuwait said that the air defenses there were dealing with hostile attacks from drones that penetrated the country's airspace, targeting a number of vital facilities. Which sounds like Iran was attacking them today. Iran claims it has not fired at anybody during the ceasefire. President Trump just posted a video, and it's about somebody getting killed. He says an illegal alien criminal from Haiti beat an innocent woman to death with a hammer at a gas station in Florida, and he posted a video of it. I don't know that I want to watch that. One of our viewers said, "Chill, bro, for the faintest heart, do not click on the video Trump posted." I don't think I really want to watch that. Maybe some of you have watched it. Jetlike says it was disturbing. I'm obviously not going to show that on the air. That I cannot do. You can go to his Truth Social if you want. Obviously sorry for the person who got killed. Sounds terrible. Some of our viewers are saying, do not watch it. Somebody said, I watched it, it was bad. Lisa said, I read the post, but I didn't watch the video. Yeah, I think I'm not going to watch that one. We are here bringing you, Drew Turner says, I just watched it, yes, bad. We are bringing you live coverage here of the ceasefire, updates from the Middle East. As I mentioned, as we talked about, President Trump has posted today he is unhappy with the way that, with the fact that the Strait of Hormuz is not open. Meanwhile, Iran has said that they're not showing up for, well, excuse me, two different Iranian state media outlets reported that Iran is not going to be showing up in negotiations unless there is a ceasefire with Lebanon and Israel stops attacking Hezbollah in Lebanon. In case you missed it, here's what President Trump had to say. If I can avoid showing, I don't want to show the video. Earlier, about an hour or two ago, President Trump said Iran is doing a very poor job, dishonorable some would say, of allowing oil to go through the Strait of Hormuz, that is not the agreement we had. And also, about an hour before that, he said, there are reports Iran is charging fees to tankers going through this Hormuz Strait. They better not be, and if they are, they better stop now. Thank you, by the way, X-Love and Glory. She says that the video he posted was incredibly graphic. She says something he probably should have posted a censored version of. I think I'm not going to watch it. Thanks also Lady Butterfly for being a member, Twilight 800 for being a member, Eric Lives for being a member, Avishek Ghost for being a member. MCTVCH said it's the worst thing I've seen in a while. Miki, Iranian state media includes, there's a number of well-known publications who post on their online on their social media. Tasneem is one, Mer News is one, Fars News is one, also IRIB is one. ISNA, I believe, is believed to have ties to the government. So there are these pretty well, Press TV, these are all well-known news outlets in Iran that are all tied. Some of them, like I think Fars is tied more to the Revolutionary Guard. There are some differences, but these are well-known state media outlets. just checking for updates here. What is going to happen this weekend? Again, I'm thinking about how tomorrow, Friday, after the markets close, we've seen so much happen on weekends. Could something else happen on the weekend? Space Turkey says, I'm sure there's something crazy planned. Contractor IC Jones says that video has been out for weeks. I had not seen it, so. Art My Way says you can't unsee things, and if you don't want part of it in your memory, if you don't want it to be part of your memory, it is okay. Juicy J, thank you, mentioned that the Houthi leader, according to Al Jazeera, the Houthi leader said missile and drone attacks coordinated with the Axis of Resistance could intensify if U.S.-Israeli attacks continue. He said that Yemen had blocked Yemen blocked U.S. and Israeli use of the Red Sea for hostile military action against Iran. Remember, Yemen has not yet attacked shipping, or the Houthis in Yemen have not yet attacked shipping in the Red Sea during this war. That would be a huge deal if they did.
Kings, 94 points per.
Laura Nolan, our viewer from Ireland, says in Ireland they are blocking up motorways, ports, and fuel depots. It's been going on since Tuesday, and it looks set to continue further. She says it has the possibility of turning nasty. She says the price of fuel and home heating oil has become completely unaffordable. I wonder if I have any video from that. It's possible I do. It's possible I do. Let's see. Not from today. Day before? No, I don't. I'll be on the lookout for it if I get any of it. And One moment, please. Where is Give me one more moment here. I'm just pulling up a couple things here. Bear with me. Bear with me one moment. Thank you. Where did this go? There it is. One moment here. Oh, I want to talk about the Vatican for a second. Some people were mentioning this yesterday. So let's mention that. The Pentagon denied a report that the Vatican's U.S. envoy was summoned in January for a bitter dressing down over remarks by Pope Leo that were seen as criticizing the Trump administration's use of military force. This is from AFP. According to the Free Press, which shares common ownership with CBS News, Cardinal Christophe Pierre was given a bitter lecture by U.S. Undersecretary of Defense for Policy Elbridge Colby. Colby reportedly told the Vatican representative that the United States has the military power to do whatever it wants and that the church had better take its side. In a speech in January, Pope Leo, the first American pontiff, denounced what he called diplomacy based on force, and in his Easter blessing he urged those who have the power to unleash wars to choose peace. The Pentagon and the U.S. ambassador to the Holy See denied the Free Press's account of the January meeting between Colby and Pierre. The Pentagon posted about this. They posted about this. I didn't see this. Where is it here? Is it under DOW Rapid Response? I don't see it there. I can't find the post. According to AFP, the Pentagon said on X, recent reporting of that meeting is highly exaggerated and distorted. The meeting between the Pentagon and Vatican officials was a respectful and reasonable discussion. Regarding the, we talked about this a little bit earlier. Israel and Lebanon will hold talks in Washington next week, a State Department official said today. But remember, that's Israel and the Lebanese government, not Israel and Hezbollah. Israel has been attacking Hezbollah, which is an Iranian-supported group in Lebanon. And it's not clear that the Lebanese government could disarm Hezbollah themselves. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu today ordered his ministers to seek direct talks with Lebanon, pushing for Iran-backed Hezbollah's disarmament. But a Lebanese government official told AFP that Beirut required a truce before any negotiations started. So again, I don't know this whole thing with the Vatican and and the White House. It's unclear if that actually happened as reported. By the way, Reuters says Pope Leo praises Iran war ceasefire after criticizing Trump threat. Pope Leo Wednesday praised the ceasefire, hours after calling President Trump's threat against the population of Iran unacceptable. The Pope, who has emerged as an outspoken critic of the war in recent weeks, said he welcomed the announcement of the ceasefire with satisfaction and urged continued negotiation to bring a full end to the regional conflict. Leo, who is known for choosing his words carefully, has been ramping up his criticism of the U.S.-Israeli war against Iran, says Reuters. After Trump threatened Iran on Tuesday that a whole civilization will die tonight if the country did not meet U.S. demands for a truce, Leo told journalists the threat was truly unacceptable. It is rare for the Pope, who leads 1.4 billion Catholics around the world, to respond directly to a world leader. Our viewer sees the days, thinks the Pope is very left, as was the last Pope. Krugsy says Trump says mean things to his enemies, get over it. Wyatt Entertainments thinks Trump's plan is to buy time to prepare the ground invasion. Mist thinks that what's going on now is market-related hold-off. To repeat, Bloomberg reports 7 ships went through the Strait of Hormuz today. Wall Street Journal says 8 ships. Normally it would be around like 130. Wall Street Journal says all of the ships, only ships carrying Iranian cargoes were allowed through. And Bloomberg said that all the ships that were allowed through today either had called at Iranian ports or were carrying Iranian cargo. R. Walt says buying time for a ground invasion. Hey, excuse me, thanks to Stephen Briones. And I am Charlie. And JAH, thank you. Shout out to our mods as well. We have modding right now. Ruth is modding. Thank you so much, Ruth. I really appreciate it. We have on Twitch moderating Bastion Girl, Big Ball of Yarn, Cerrero, LB Prairie Dawn. I got that fire. Matthew Kohai 3, Sarah, and Surlydale. Speaking of Twitch, a quick thanks to CJB the Dispatcher for subscribing. Linda Bell, Larry Misha moderate for us on X. And thank you to K. Larry Body, Paul Anderson, moderating over there on Facebook. Thanks also to Diane Allworth, Juliana Martin, Dolly Clark for subscribing, Iva Lynn Berry Speedell. Big thanks, Robert Rial II. And shout out to our Twitch subscribers like Wall Street and Shaggy Alperer, Miss Math. Miss Math thinks there's no telling what Trump might do in the next few days. Excuse me. Thank you to CB, the TJB, the dispatcher, for subscribing. Grant 74p. Trump's pool guy, Stumpy Stump, LV3166. Sleeping Kisa, thanks for being a subscriber on Twitch. And Matthew Kohai 3, Gina Pina. Thank you all of our subscribers over there. Yes, select your name here. Says Artemis lands around 8 p.m. Eastern Friday. I am planning on doing double coverage. We'll probably be doing tomorrow night double War and Artemis coverage. No, I'm going to have to eat a little bit. I did not eat. It came on a little later today than I would have liked to, but it just worked out that way. 3:58 Iran time. Daniel Lombard, our viewer, says the Pope needs to sit this one out. He's from Chicago. He is used to violence. Michelle Lauzon thinks Iran has all the cards. That's what Michelle said. Our viewer, PW360, said, I have a feeling Trump is going to do just what he said he was going to do before they had the ceasefire. Our viewer Black Irish thinks the greatest obstacle to the ceasefire is Israel, and he thinks, our viewer, that Netanyahu is not interested in a ceasefire. Black Irish, our viewer, thinks Netanyahu's goals are to occupy the southern third of Lebanon and destroy as many targets as possible inside of remaining, while also removing all of the enriched uranium from Iran. And he needs the United States military to accomplish the latter. Thinks our viewer Black Irish. Thanks for writing in. Oh, our viewer had mentioned this. Bobby. He reminded me of something I saw about Kuwait. I wanted to check about that. Bobby wrote in. Where was that? Where did I see this? Right here. So this is another report from Kuwait today. Kuwait said, a Kuwait National Guard spokesperson said one site of the Kuwait National Guard has been attacked by hostile drones, causing significant material damage. Again, presumably that's Iranian drones. Iran claims it hasn't fired drones or missiles at anyone, but countries like Kuwait and Saudi Arabia are reporting attacks today and yesterday. A little update on President Trump's schedule, by the way. President Trump tomorrow, I just saw his schedule. Tomorrow, he's going to be at the White House during the day, and then at night, he is going to Charlottesville, Virginia, to a MAGA Inc. meeting and a MAGA Inc. roundtable dinner. Okay, that's tomorrow night. And MAGA Inc. is a super PAC that supports President Trump. Then on Saturday, Trump is going to be at the White House in the morning, but then he's going to Miami, and Trump is going to attend UFC 327. UFC on Miami on Saturday night? That's Saturday night. And then on Sunday, he is going to be, but then he's going to eventually go back to DC. Now, who knows? There could be things that come up and his schedule changes depending on things that happen. But I just wanted to mention the schedule. Thanks, Chris Porter. Chris says, what has China said about the war? You know, I haven't really been paying attention and looking at Chinese comments on the war. I can try to find some, but that's not something I'm really familiar with. There was some reporting claiming that China was helping push for a ceasefire, but I don't know if that's true. But in terms of what they've publicly said, that I don't, off the top of my head, know. I can check a couple things. Here is. By the way, thanks also to I Am Charlie for the memberships. I Am Charlie gave 5 people memberships. It's really nice of you. Thank you. What happened here? Oh, I see what's going on. Hold on. So I have something from March 3rd. On March 3rd, the Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson said it's unacceptable for U.S. and Israel to launch attacks against Iran in the process of the ongoing Iran-U.S. negotiations. They said it was unacceptable to kill the leader of a sovereign country. They said those actions violated international law and basic norms of international relations. They want negotiations to happen and the military operations to stop. I mean, that was from a press briefing on March 3rd. let's see. In their latest one, in the Chinese Foreign Ministry's latest press conference, which I guess was today, China said Lebanon's sovereignty and security should not be violated. Civilians and their property must be protected. They want de-escalation in Lebanon. China also said today, we hope all relevant parties will take this temporary ceasefire agreement as an opportunity to resolve disputes through political and diplomatic means and put an end to the conflict. They want an end to the conflict, they say. Thanks also to Tim Robbins, who gave 5 memberships. That's so nice of you, Tim Robbins. Make sure you thank somebody if they give you a membership or a gift subscription. Also, Beast Trustworthy Weasel, thank you for your support. Thank you so much, Nashinas26, for your support. Nashinas thinks that Melania showed up out of nowhere today to talk to change the subject from the war because Trump wants to change the subject. That's what Nashinas thinks. Thank you, Nashinas. Thanks, 31 Rowan.
If you could hear me now, why don't you recall? I was the one you get after
Damn it.